This is Mr. Herman here with your graphing lines remediation video today. So we're going to be graphing lines. We'll be looking at x and y intercepts, slope-intercept form, and also when we're not in slope-intercept form. So let's go and do the first problem on here. So when we have x-intercept and y-intercept, if we recall, the x-intercept is when y equals 0. The y-intercept is when x equals 0. So what these 2 points become is we have -1, 0 and 0, -1. So we're going to go ahead and graph those 2 points, and as soon as we have those 2 points on our line or on our graph, we can connect them with a line. So we go -1, 0, 0, -1, and then we'll go ahead and connect those dots in a line. And there's our line. Okay, so you'll go ahead and try number 2 on your own, and then we'll check it afterwards. So we have our x-intercept, which means that that point is 2, 0. We have our y-intercept, the point is 0, 1. Now we're going to graph those 2 points on our graph, and then we will get our line. So 1, 2, 0, 0, 1. Okay. So go ahead and take our 2 points right there and connect them right there. There is our line for number 2. So we'll go ahead and do number 3 together. This is slope-intercept form, as we've seen before. We know that our form is y equals mx plus b. In this case, m is -2, b is -3. So let's start with our y-intercept. We're going to start with the b value. So that's our y-intercept. So it's going to be 0, -3, 0, 1, 2, 3, -3 down. Now our slope is -2. So that means that we have -2 over 1. So we're going to go -2 in the y direction and 1 in the x direction. So here's my point. I'm going to go down 2, right 1. Okay? So I have 2 points there. I can go ahead and create my line. And there we go. One thing I want to point out is that this is similar to our slope triangles that we've seen. So if I'm going down here, here's part of my triangle. There's -2. Here's my other part of my triangle, 1. -2 over 1. There's my slope. Okay? So go ahead and try number 4 on your own. All right, so we're graphing number 4. Once again, we are in slope-intercept form. We know that m is -7. It's the same thing as -7 over 1. And then b is +2, which is at point 0, 2. So let's go ahead and graph our y-intercept first. So we got 0, then 1, 2. Now this tells us to go -7 in the y direction, so up or down. In this case, we'll go down, and then 1 in the x direction. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1 to the right. We've got 2 points now, and we'll go and connect them. Notice how for both 3 and 4, the slope is negative. The slope is negative. Both of these lines go down and to the right. The slope is positive. They would go up and to the right. Now, we'll go ahead and do 5 and 6. So these are not in slope-intercept form. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this kind of like we did the first 2 problems. We're going to use the intercepts here. Now we have to plug in values into our equations. So we're going to plug in 0. So let's say that y equals 0. We have 2 times 0 plus 10 plus 5x equals 0. That makes 0, so it goes away. 10 plus 5x equals 0. We want to get x by itself. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and subtract 10 on both sides. 5x equals negative 10. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. X equals negative 2. Okay. So what that means is that one of the points on our line will be negative 2, comma 0. Go and put that on our graph. Negative 1, negative 2, comma 0. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and continue by, since we said y equals 0, let's say that x equals 0. Okay. So we have 2 times y plus 10 plus 5 times 0 equals 0. That goes away since it makes 0. 2y plus 10 equals 0. We can subtract our 10 on both sides. 2y equals 2y equals negative 10. Divide by 2. Both sides, y equals negative 5. We said x equals 0. Y is negative 5. So we have 0, comma, negative 5. So let's go and put that on our graph here. 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Go and connect those dots there to get our line. Okay, now go ahead and do number 6 on your own. So let's go and take a look at number 6. We're going to do the same sort of method on number 6 we did on number 5. So we're going to say, we'll start with y equals 0. Negative 3 times 0 plus x plus 6 equals 0. That's going to go away. Is it 0? X plus 6 equals 0. Minus 6 on each side. X equals negative 6. So we have the point negative 6, comma 0. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, comma 0 is right here. Let's go ahead and plug in when x equals 0. So we have negative 3y plus 0 plus 6 equals 0. Negative 3y plus 6 equals 0. Let's add 3y on both sides. 6 equals 3y. Divide by 3 on each side, and y equals 2. So you have the point 0, comma 2. I'm going to graph that here, 0 up 2. Let's go ahead and connect our points. And there we have our last line. So you can now go ahead and start on the remediation graphing lines notes for today.